Tonight, a 10 on your side investigation. The Norfolk Commonwealth's attorneys under fire.
Ramin Fatehi is called a progressive prosecutor who's working to reform Norfolk's criminal justice system. Fatehi is ruffling a lot of feathers. Included on that list, the family of ODU student Christopher Cummings, who was killed more than a decade ago. But the justice they've been looking for has been few and far between. As 10 on your side's Eddie Fox tells us, it's not just Cummings' family unhappy with Norfolk's justice system.
The way they were handling, I don't think they were ready.
James and Rosa Cummings' son, ODU student Chris Cummings, was fatally shot here, where he lived in June 2011.
They were not prepared. They did not do the homework.
A mother's indictment against Norfolk's top prosecutor, Commonwealth's attorney, Ramin Fatehi.
We've been in touch with Mr. Cummings and Mrs. Cummings. If they've had any concerns, we've addressed them.
The Cummings do have concerns. It took 10 years to file charges against 4 men, and they thought the case was not going well.
They did not submit all the documentation to the defense that they should have.
2 years after Kwame Edwards was arrested and 5 days before his trial, Fatehi's deputy, Cynthia Collard, makes a motion for a continuance. We were not timely in providing all the discovery to the defense. We do not have the necessary witnesses to go forward on Monday. We asked Fatehi about that.
Not every case is perfect. Not every prosecutor is perfect.
According to court transcripts, Circuit Court Judge Jack Doyle, himself a former Norfolk Commonwealth's attorney, alarmed with the failure to provide discovery. I don't know what word to describe the Commonwealth Attorney Office's approach. Neglect, malfeasance. The defendant's rights have completely been ignored and compromised. He's clearly finding something wrong with the preparation of this case and this office.
Andy, when we speak to judges, we speak to them in the courtroom. This is not the forum for it.
Collard tells the judge, first of all, this is my fault. I'm falling on my sword.
We aren't going to lie or squirm. That's not what we do.
Judge Doyle said he had no choice but to dismiss this case with prejudice. Cummings remembers the call from Fatehi.
He expressed his regret over and over again, taking blame over and over again.
Then there's Ahmad Watson, who spent nearly a year behind bars before his case was also dismissed with prejudice. Same issues as with the Edwards case, with witnesses, discovery, continuances.
We weren't perfect in this. My prosecutors went in there and owned their errors. But in the end, those cases were not viable against those defendants.
How about Rashad Dooley? He was found guilty of 3 of 13 charges in the Cummings case, but his attorney, Eric Korsland, says he actually received evidence from Fatehi's team in the middle of the trial.
So we have cell phone tower data that was not allowed to be shown to a jury because it was not turned over to the defense attorney in time.
But it's not only the Cummings cases that caught the ire of judges. Fatehi himself was unprepared for trial that had been set for 8 months in the Romano Shaw Newby Jr. case that he himself prosecuted since 2018. Judge Michelle Atkins admonished Fatehi. For the last 8 months, this trial date has been set. So why are we standing here on the morning of a trial and again a jury panel sitting on the 4th floor waiting to be brought up?
We had put in an agreed request for a continuance the prior week. The negotiations were ongoing.
That is true, but according to the court transcript, Judge Atkins was concerned about the process and the presumption of a continuance. 3 days before trial, Fatehi sends an email. He tells the judge, the reason I sent the email, there was simply no way I would be prepared to try this jury today. Fatehi would later say, I have no witnesses, Your Honor, because I did not subpoena them. It was my error. It was my error.
Sometimes we as lawyers take the blame in the interest of the greater good.
And in this case, what was the greater good?
I wanted to make sure that I could do the absolute best for the victims in that case. The case resolved with a guilty plea.
Now, we've spent a lot of time with Ramin Fatehi over the last week. He told me we are never going to be perfect. The cases we try and lose, we lost because we believe every victim should have their day in court. In the newsroom, Andy Fox, 10 on your side.